I think she'll want to when she comes in is just having a breakfast after doing her morning, general morning routine. There's no place to swim around here with an easy reach, but she's doing her exercises and whatnot. And after she comes in and helps with some of the coffee and the early breakfast layout and whatnot, she keeps an eye out for her Salinger as she's sitting down and letting the Hakim steam around her face.
Esmond will make his way down, clearly having just rolled out of bed. His eyes are barely open as he pours himself his own cup of Hakim, but he's already got his journal out, and he has one of the scrolls that we have collected over the past handful of weeks, days. God. And he is already jotting down notes into his spellbook with that scroll, just sipping on the coffee, barely noticing you.
Sal would head in after a little while. Like, it would be a little bit later than the others. He probably would have finished at least one full cup of Hakim before he heads down. And he has not disguised Poppy, but dressed her in warm jacket so she looks less like a little aggressive dinosaur, more like a pet or a child, as he approaches into the kitchen, so as not to startle the 100-some-odd people that probably aren't used to seeing a wild animal like this. Well, then I'll just say he sits down with all these extra clothes and he's sizing her up at the table with everybody else.
Maria comes in from the front door of the tavern, having been sort of taking a long early morning stroll, enjoying what fleeting hours of transition that there are. She looks rested, though. Oh, you're all up. Good.
Yeah, Casey would also... He would probably come down from one of the higher points in the tavern if he nested somewhere up high, and kind of leaps down with a whoop to the ground. He has a circlet on his head that's kind of cocked to one side. It's looks like it's been freshly cleaned, and his hair is kind of shining up through it, casting little fiery reflections off of the gleaming metal. And he straightens up and says, "Yeah, so what are we doing today?"
I just came down for the coffee. I'll be in my room all day if anyone needs me.
Time to be here all day? So we should be leaving as soon as we can, if these are all of the survivors.
We gotta give ourselves a few days of rest at least. I know that we have to get back to Shepherd's End, but we've also had a very long week before today. I would like just to have a handful of days to go over some of these scrolls that we found, and maybe study some of the journals that we found as well. One of them theorizes what went wrong with the magic, and I was going to look into that once I figured out what these spells are capable of.
I wouldn't mind helping some of these haggard townsfolk clear out some areas to rest and start to rebuild when we leave, instead of just disassembling a bunch of undead things and leaving body parts everywhere.
That's actually a really good point. Not since the town is clean and clear, It doesn't make sense for them to join us over in Shepherd's End, right? They should stay where their home is.
With what food? And what shelter?
Well, with what food does Shepherd's End is... With what food is Shepherd's End able to take care of 100 extra mouths?
More than here.
I guess we ought to ask them.
Well, maybe I'll leave the talking to all of you. I don't know if I made a great impression yesterday with some of the folks that I met, so I should probably not continue to interact with any new people if possible.
I don't think that should scare you off, but you are allowed to admit that you have something else to do that was more important. Every day is a new chance to introduce yourself.
Celeste is watching Esmond's like mini breakdown at the breakfast table, and then she mutters, "I wonder where Eva is," and like puts the back of her hand to his forehead and like is testing her own, and it like peers at his eyes.
No, are you sick? I mean, we don't need Doc. I can.
Not sick, I'm just tired. This was the first full sleep I've had in a while, and apparently my body wanted to continue to sleep. But I gotta get to work on looking at all these scrolls and these journals that we found.
You're gonna learn some spells from the scrolls. Like, what kind of stuff?
I don't know. I haven't really had much chance to look at all of them. One of them I know you're gonna be a big fan of. I'm a little concerned about it, but I've gotten better with fire stuff, I think, so shouldn't be too big a deal, maybe.
No, I mean, I've seen you do fire. It's been great. But I'm kind of more interested in the lightning that you did. Like, it went through like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, that's something I kind of picked up in the heat of the moment of us fighting for our lives on a daily basis.
Nothing untoward in those spell scrolls. No necromancy or anything, right?
I would have to look through everything, but I don't think so. And, no, I don't think so.
Well, I understand the need for some rest, but I don't like that we don't have any communication back with Shepherd's End. A lot can have happened in a week, especially with these cracks in the sky that have happened and that large earthshake here. If something similar happened, it's on the cliff's edge. If parts of the land just calved away.
Worrying about what happened in Shepherd's End is important, but don't let yourself get caught up on it. It's not as though we can get there instantaneously. We still have a week's travel remaining at the very least to return, so that's going to be its own trouble, I'm sure, but I mean, I agree.
I don't want to stay here more than 1 or 2 days. I suppose there's maybe need for some rest, and it will allow the survivors here to bring what they need, but I keep feeling like things are outpacing us.
That's more or less been the see that just kind of is the all-encompassing emotion, I feel like, but I don't disagree. I would prefer at least 3 days, maybe, but I don't know. It also depends, I suppose, on the status of townspeople here and what all supplies that they have remaining that they can get for themselves that they could potentially survive off of instead of coming back with us to Shepherd's End, where our own food supplies would only last, accounting for the population that we had before we left, through the winter.
No, Shalati's right, though. We need to pick up the pace and up our game, especially if we're traveling back with all the survivors here. Unless they decide to stay, I mean, if that's their choice. But yeah, I mean,
If they all come with us, the journey back's going to be a lot longer than the journey here was. Just keep that in mind.
Majority of them are elderly and children. It's going to be dangerous regardless of monsters that we come across.
what about
And just
the
slow.
what about the train?
The track's
ra-
all busted.
I mean, maybe in parts, but not all the way. We
Did
could
we
at
follow the
least.
train tracks all from Shepherd's End, or did we take a different route?
If there's a working train, we could potentially use that to take us a majority of the way there, at least before the where the Verdict's train had crashed or whatever happened to it, outside Shepherd's End.
We did just have that big shake, but cut the city in half. So I suppose that's one thing I can go to check today.
Yeah, I think if you all want to take the day and speak with survivors and get a feel for how they all feel about staying here on their own, what supplies that they have, or checking the train and see how far that could potentially get us. I gotta stay here. I need to look at all these scrolls. As if we're gonna try and leave in 2 days, I gotta try and study as much as I can.
No, fair. I'll check to make sure the train is working as well.
Shalati, please go with him to make sure the train is actually working.
I mean, I've been on enough trains.
You don't know how to operate trains.
How many trains have you been on?
We used to jump trains all the time back in Shepherd's.
That is not operating a train. Oh, I've tried to.
Yeah, but I've
explain
seen them
this.
in there. I mean, it's just a couple levers. It's not that
It's not
complicated.
just a couple of levers. I've tried to clarify with you before. It's not just a couple
If
of
you can-
levers.
If you can tell me some of the big signs to look for, I don't know if I could tell if the actual machinery is working, but I can at least tell if it has fuel
Biggest
and if the axle has fallen off.
Biggest sign would say train station.
That's a good hint that you're heading in the right direction, at least. Yes. Yeah. You don't have to verify if it's operational. Just confirm if there are any cars. Just confirm that they're in shape enough to go. If we can get that, if there's fuel, if they're all in functioning shape, at least that's good enough. And then I can get out there and see if I can fix it up if anything needs to be fixed up.
Araya, what are your plans?
I was going to talk to some of the people. I was going to see, we would pool resources and find out what's here in town, what's still good for them, and right?
Yeah. Now, speaking of
Yeah, I'll
resources,
talk to some people, see what their plans are now that they're not in mortal peril.
yeah.
Yet.
Speaking of resources, ask them about any sort of mining operations they might have had in the area.
No? Yes?
Is there? I mean, surely they had mining operations around, which means they might have a store of dynamite.
No dynamite.
No, it would be really useful though.
Something I just thought of, actually, unrelated to everything else. I know that the fabricator is defeated, and we purged the town, but we still know nothing about the necromancer, what they did here, why they did what they did here. There's still that small village that was to the north of Muirwood. I think it might be worth.
That would be
checking
going.
out.
Wouldn't that be going
That was-
backwards? The necromancer has headed south. I don't know if we want to
Only-
follow.
No,
in-
not in the sense of following it, but like going there and seeing if we can potentially find clues. I just throwing it out there. I don't know if it'd be worth it, but we haven't found
It
anything
was
here.
2 days travel north? 1 day? I cannot remember what that range.
Oh, you could study and then we could scout ahead. This is a great plan, honestly.
I feel like you're saying
I
that
mean-
sarcastically, but I actually don't feel
No,
that bad about
no,
it.
no. This would be a perfect. We did it before. It turned out great here in Muirwood. I believe you should trust like Sal and me can just go on ahead and just scope out the city. And if it's a vile infestation, we'll come back.
We are
Tom-
excellent scouts.
We scouted so great. You
I think
can't beat
it's trying-
invisible.
I've seen you trying to climb a building, Aurea, and jump
I'm
a very
gonna
small
take
gap.
the easy way
Huh?
in. No.
You've
okay,
also seen
so
me
if
throw
I'm-
Casey and Seifert on top of buildings. She won't have to climb. She's with me.
Well, I don't want to be thrown. I think I would land horribly, but you just wouldn't see it because I'd be invisible. I can just go in the normal way, invisible. I don't have to climb the crazy things.
If there is a wall or a river in the way, I don't think the wall will care if you are invisible.
It
Or a
is
cliff.
my flaw. My one flaw in this plan is I can't forge a river.
That's nothing to be embarrassed about.
I can still swim, Casey. Though I can still swim. And wash
Not
my
knowing
face
how to swim
with
is
water.
very embarrassing.
No, I mean, yeah, of course we can all swim, but the point is,
I've seen him in a tub. I'm pretty sure he can swim.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I have never once
Back
confirmed such a
on
thing.
topic, the
Okay,
dynamite.
yeah. No, what? No, what dynamite?
That's not the central topic.
They're not
It's
going
like
to
an
need it here
adjacent
anymore.
tangent at best.
If we're going to face the necromancer, then we're going to need the
We need
dynamite.
dynamite?
So there's a lot going on here. Could we not even take like a single day to just celebrate the fact that we saved an entire town?
Yeah.
Let these people rejoice and get them settled in
Wait, you didn't
before
celebrate?
finding the next problem?
You didn't celebrate last night?
No, I had to clean off weeks worth of undead muck, gunk, gore, various. I found bone chips.
You missed
In
the
my
shadow
hair.
play?
Is it a shadow play?
I thought you were in the...
Don't worry, he'll be putting on another one later today.
I thought he was
Very
out there.
conspicuous in a crowd.
Just to live. I thought it must have been a large kid. We don't really need to be discussing necromancer strategy right now.
No.
But if it can raise the dead, then obviously you want the dead to be in tiny pieces.
How far north was the village that apparently the first rumors came from? I think that Raya's idea actually might be very good if 2 of us go there. I volunteer myself, but in that case, then someone else would have to go see the train station.
Okay. So we've got to pair up responsible with irresponsible.
I mean, we can hit the
Um,
train station on the way to the town north.
Or we could just help clear out all of the dead zombie bodies and help these villagers make a home again.
Exactly.
Let's
Good point, whoever.
let's do this. I'll take a little bit of time. I'll go and check out the train station, see if things are operational or not. You all split off and do whatever you're gonna do. If anyone is gonna go to that village in the north, just let the rest of us know. It should be safe. At
Yeah.
least from the undead.
Only vampires, and from all of Quebec's books, they are quite the exciting undead to meet. Are you suggesting that there are not factual accountings of the vampire kind?
No, I
I
just
thought they
don't
were
find
only
them-
supposed to come out at night.
Oh, so if we go during the daytime, we'll be... This is great memory, Shalati. That's a really good point. We'll travel at night and show up at the town during the day, avoid all nefarious contact, and then report back. It'll be great.
You do recall that night is only 3 hours now, give or take.
So they're at their weakest now. Oh, no. Someone said that it was covered in clouds and that they were allowed to... Oh, shoot. That plan scratched.
Yeah.
Maybe
Also, they
help
can
us.
move for brief periods. During daylight, their skin just kind of sheds off. It flakes in these, almost like mica. If you get it out of the river, the way it kind of flakes off.
Oh, really sparkly.
Yeah.
No.
I love that we've all read the same books and that she sort of half blushes while she remembers that they've all read the same.
But has Array read the spin-off?
There were more?
They were too naughty for the temple.
Well, I think first things first, make the town not terrifying for the really small children. Casey, you know fire. We can just burn all the horrible bodies. It's the most good, and things won't start to smell horribly quickly.
We can do that, and then we should talk to Briggs as well and see what they plan to do.
Yes, we can. Yes, we'll talk to the elders.
Let's take the day to actually look over the town, I guess.
Yeah.
Then maybe tomorrow a small group can leave for the village north of Muirwood, maybe. I'm going to step away and go go investigate the the trains, and then I will be in my study for the remainder of the day and tomorrow probably.
We'll
I think if we
deliver snacks.
I think I'm right. If we do send people to go investigate that village, they should probably leave today. It would be one day there, a little time investigating, and then one day back. That'd be 2 days and maybe a little extra. Just enough time to start getting the bearings. I don't like splitting our forces in half. We were all a pretty small group to begin with when we came here. But it will be easier than dragging 100 plus people to the north and then to the east.
Yeah. I mean, we could handle it.
Oh, I think I must have whispered too softly. I was just making a joke.
We have to repeat.
That'll make it extra funny.
It's a weird joke, but okay, moving
Um, as
Did I catch him? Am I? I catch him.
Do we feel rested and clean?
What did you do, Ez?
do I still
What did the tremor do?
do I still feel lightheaded?
We'll just need a minute to decide on our order, please.
I think Shalati is probably... I'm assuming she's not having any new memories or at the moment or anything. fills her in, or it's any sudden shift in her perception, acceptance, or reality. I think regardless, her first instinct would have been to like shoot up to her feet, and her chair goes clattering backward as she's looking around at everyone.
Let's not be too suspicious. This is a very
Sus-
strange moment that just occurred.
This is just a dream, so we don't have to worry about it.
Sal pinches Rhea.
Ow.
Not a
That
dream.
happens in my dreams too, so
That's
doesn't prove anything.
Esmond goes to sit back down at the table, and he just kind of holds his head in his hand.
Wait, Ez, do you
Barkeep.
actually know something? It was the tremor. It was the
No.
earthquake.
No, I don't. No, I got very lightheaded before.
Barkeep,
Do you even have money?
what year is it? The date?
No, we're making a bet.
Suspicious.
He's wrong. What year is it right now? The year of our
The date.
today's date and year.
Oh,
Back
well,
on
we
19.
lost. LB5 soup of the days, please.
Is it the same year? Like, you don't have to tell us, like, son of a, had...
I think before
Right.
she leaves, Shalati
I don't
is, like,
have any
grabs
money.
her arm. She's trying not to be rough about it. She's just still alarmed, and probably a little bit unintentionally strong. And so she's like grabbing her arm, just to make sure, and then realizes that the physicality of her is not going away, and then slowly releases each finger and goes, "I think, and the beer for me." And then she gropes for a chair behind her and sets it back down his feet. And
No, so same year, just different dimension or
Sal has a
timeline
quick
or
panic moment and looks to see if Shalati and his weapons are visible. And
Are other
covers
people
them as
wearing
quickly as he
weapons?
can with blankets or jackets or something.
is Poppy still there?
Poppy's wrapped in a whole bunch of clothing. No, that's fair.
wasn't.
Yeah, it's probably still in our rooms.
Shalati did her morning training stuff, so
Esmond
her weapons might not be right here at the moment.
Esmond carries his wand on him at all times that he's awake, but that's that.
My weapon is my mind.
Esmond is actually going to stand back up and move over to a nearby window to look out onto the street. Is it still very clearly like Muirwood, like the same street that we were just on not a short time ago?
What?
So how do
Is this the place where the tower never fell here? Or maybe the undead never?
Maybe they fought him off, but something would be destroyed.
So Shalati is going to go outside and look toward the north, where the tower normally is.
Look at the sky.
Look to the east. Does it look like it was smoky, or so like an illusion or something like that was covering up? Goes back inside and says, "It's still there, but it's pretending not to be."
I'm gonna gather some intel. Casey gets up and moves over to the bar.
Don't be weird, Casey.
Do you think that's feasible?
I don't know. I'd try.
I mean, I have a soup coming. These earthquakes are non-stop. The earthquakes, the ground starts rumbling and the tower in the sky, when that came down, that was quite the experience. Where were you when that happened? There's been talk of a necromancer in these parts. What have you heard? Are there verdicts here in town? Because it might be useful to talk to one if there is one around. I mean, the sheriff, you said. What about, do you know a fellow by the name of Bramblehorn? Which direction is he? Mercenary, got it. And what's your soup of the day? Oh, God. Thank you for your time. Casey gets up and kind of walks back to the table. Bad news, guys. It's onion soup.
Ugh.
It's actually some of the best news I feel like I've heard in ages.
Also, hasn't been earthquakes. They don't know anything about the tower in the sky. There might be verdicts in town, and Briggs's shop is like that way towards the merchant district.
Shalada, you said that you saw the tower, but it was trying to hide?
I went out, and at first it wasn't there, and then it was.
Okay, so let's...
I think going to find Briggs is a good idea.
Well,
See
let's...
if he has any memories.
We should have the soup first.
I don't...
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to some vegetables. I mean, I don't like onions, but something that has not been made out of a thin, starving little root.
Yes.
Waste no time digging into that.
Yeah, so I don't carry any coin on me. Hopefully we just disappear before we have to pay.
But you still have your bag with you, right?
I mean, I have, like, not my backpack. I didn't go on a walk with it this morning. That's silly. That sounds like something Casey would do.
I meant because Esmond and I keep wanting to say Kate. Peach are usually storing all of the excess random things that we have. But as Peach is back at Shepherd's End, so
I have my snack pouch. I'm gonna fill it up with all of this and see if I can take it back to our reality. That's a great idea, Shalati. More bread.
You're gonna pour soup in there?
No, that's a mess. The trick to
least
the
the bread.
snack pouch is to only bring in, like, fruit and crackers, and never the twain shall meet.
Casey looks down at his snack pouch, kind of shakes a little bit, and then a buzzing starts to...
Give that bee some buzz. Like, give that bee something.
Bee?
Or rattlesnake?
Maybe they have a different kind of soup.
No. She just starts putting some bread in the pouch. It's just happening. It's...
somebody's gonna steal a little bit of fresh baked bread, though, because she misses that.
Salinger tears off a small piece of bread, gingerly dips into the soup, takes a bite, takes a slow sip with a spoon. Just enjoy the moment. We don't know when it's going to disappear again.
Esmond is lost in thought, not having realized that the food has appeared in front of him.
As you think you gotta open a portal to get us back?
What? One more time?
I mean, if you'd rather just roll in this timeline, we could do that.
I can't.
So you'd rather open a portal?
I can't open a portal. What are you talking about? This...
I mean, to get us back to, our world.
I don't even know what's happening. Oh, I don't...
Ooh, yeah, let's go.
Did Shepperson have a teleportation circle?
Let's
We could go to the capital.
go to the capital.
That's a capital idea.
We could go back to Shepperson and
Reconnaissance.
see if people were still there.
No. Stop.
Warn them.
Stop! We don't know where we are. We don't know what this place is. We can't leave here because if we do leave, we might not be... If we get shuffled back to where we came from, we might not be in Mirwood when we come back. We could... If we leave and go somewhere else while we are here, we could wind up somewhere else entirely if we get scuttled back into wherever we came from. We can't leave here.
No, we go where our other selves would have gone and meet them in the middle. We'll be fine.
No, that's not...
Yes.
Our other selves were headed north.
I have some things to discuss with other kids.
They wouldn't be heading north if, wait, you mean our other selves if none of this had happened, or our other selves if we weren't brought here?
That's what I'm trying to say. None of this
majority
makes
of selves.
sense. None of this makes sense.
No.
We can't... No! Araya, stop!
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
why should our no? But if nothing makes sense, then why should our actions also have to make sense of the nonsensical?
Because
we should
if
just go with the flow.
Because our actions could kill us or remove us from all of reality. We don't know what's happening here.
He removed from reality right now.
No, we're not. We're just in another one.
What? No, this is. Shez, you're making a scene.
His is probably the only one that paid attention when they were talking about extraplanar realities theoretically and school. Maybe we should listen to him.
Do we?
We should just have some faith the maiden brought us here for a reason.
Yes. Yep. That's what's happening here.
No.
What's your
No.
Workshopping it.
No. Shalani
No,
looks directly at
no.
Casey and says, no.
No, it's not ready yet. At all. Not even close.
I mean, that could be a sneak preview.
No, but we're gonna go to we should go to the teleportation circle.
But you like shadow
We
play.
can go
Beer just
back.
sucks it down.
So what's your favorite shadow play?
She is gonna lean over to Esmond.
Yeah.
She's gonna lean over to Esmond and say, what did happen to the thing that we used to sense the under? Taker? The under, I forget what it's called. The big sea monster.
Oh, the deep lurker.
The deep lurker. That creature. Do you still have the thing that it used to send the deep lurker back to its own reality?
The door jam that I used to open and close the tears in space and reality, I do. I left it back in my bag, in my other dimension, yes.
So you don't have the bag with you.
No, I didn't bring my bag down with me to have breakfast. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe it's just upstairs. I'm just gonna go check. As this is even more reason to just go with the flow. Trust in the maiden, take a brave step forward, and discover something that's never been discovered before.
I cannot stress enough how not go with the flow I am going to be for the remainder of our time here, and I'm going to stress that you also do not go with the flow here. I'm running upstairs. I will be back in just a moment. Just no one leave. I'm gonna see if my bag is here, and maybe the door jam is here as well. Maybe we can do something with that. Just no one move.
You overhear Casey's conversation. No, it's awesome to hear shadow plays are big in this town. What about mining? Do you guys have mining operations in town? Down to the east. No, I think I've heard of that. Shepherd's End? Is that the name? No, what's word from that town?
Esmond has run upstairs, or he's going upstairs, but approaching what he believes is his room with some hesitation. I'm gonna check the door. I'm gonna. Esmond is going to play. He's gonna do that thing where you start to open a door and knock on it at the same time to the door on the left. Fuck you. Sorry, wrong door. Slam it. It was the right door. It was the door on the right. Yeah, go in similar situation. Start to open it and knock on it, slowly opening it. I'm gonna check my satchel, my bag of holding. Is the door jam device in there? Oh, okay, something. Okay. Gonna gather my things together. Grab my satchel and head back downstairs to everyone presumably still at the table.
At the window, but close to the table.
Sal's ordered a second course and a glass of wine.
I think
Is the
Celeste
sky the weird
is-
color?
Is the daylight what I would normally expect from this time of day, and the temperature from this time of year? Charlotte kind of has like her head down in her arms, and there are chewing sounds also, but she's thinking fiercely and trying to. She realizes that those sort of secondary memories are kind of there, and she's trying to focus on them and remember and figure out why they're there and what all those previous, these secondary world memories essentially are. Her father or her.
Okay. My stuff is here, presumably. All your stuff is here as well, which kind of strengthens my current running theory, actually.
It strengthens mine too.
Oh, good. Let's hear yours first.
No, you go first. You said theory. Mine's just faith.
Okay. My current running theory is that whatever is happening to us, we're not just merely transposing our minds into the bodies of our doppelgangers in another time or another dimension. We are currently taking the place of the people that we were in this time or place.
Do you think they're back in the winter wasteland of undead blasted Mirwood?
I think we're just missing and forgotten.
It's entirely possible, but also to Array's point, it could be a thing where we are missing or forgotten, or rather, there are new false true memories being inserted in our absence from that place where we originally came from.
Well, what's the point of sending us here then?
I don't.
Do you think there's a purpose or just happen chance?
It's entirely random. I think everything that has been happening to all of us, to everyone that has vanished, where a new memory has been inserted for us, has all been random as far as I can tell. There's been no connecting string of events that would that you could say relates to one person disappearing when another person disappears. It's all been very, very random.
Yeah, but we've all come back safely. So, to your point of sitting on our hands and doing absolutely nothing to affect anything, we should take the most of our time being in a place of plenty. We should eat our fill, learn our fill, and bring whatever knowledge that we can back with us to the desolate place, don't you think?
That is fine, but we can't leave the town of Mirwood.
No, why not? We've come back fine every single time.
Up until now, nobody that has vanished has realized that they were vanished. They thought that they were traveling with us no matter what happened. And in whatever their new memory was, they remained in Mirwood. No one has left where our group has been up till now.
So this is still the area of effect that I was talking about before, where outside of town, okay, yeah, the area of effect is within Mirwood, okay.
Yeah. So
I get what you mean.
Yeah, so let's just go off that basis then, that yes, Mirwood is the only place in the entire world that's being affected by this strange phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
Based off that, we cannot leave Mirwood, even if we try to use the teleportation circle in town.
It is worth trying. It's a good experiment. We can come back via teleportation.
It's not. No, I cannot. I cannot, in good conscience, allow that.
It's an experiment, Des.
It's an experiment that could kill any or all of us that I'm not willing to run currently.
Okay, well, where is...
We cannot afford to just disappear. Not when people are actually depending on us.
Okay, so where's the most knowledge in Mirwood then? Because as you said, you had things to learn. Well, what if you could learn things beyond your learning here?
That's not... the library, but the library was...
We should talk.
I think it is... I do want to know also why the tower wasn't here and then it was. Because that isn't something that we didn't... It's not ours, but it's still here.
I think... And I'm going off on a long shot now. I think that we are still able to see some aspects of where we actually come from, even though we're somewhere new. So, even though whatever events that occurred in our world, whatever those events were, don't necessarily happen in these places that we visit. Like here, for example, you said that there wasn't the tower, but then you say that it faded in. But as far as we've all been able to gather, nobody knows anything about a tower. So clearly nothing has ever fallen, but you're still able to see it. So I think realizing that we are in another place allows us to recall or see things as we
So what if
know them
we-
to be.
What if we just think really hard about the state of the world that we know to be real? Will that bring us back? Can we see through this if we all, I don't know, hold hands and start chanting at each other? Or is that praying? I don't know.
Oh, like a ritual? I could improvise.
Sounds a little
but I don't
silly.
think we should leave. I think we should. And you said we had no chance to rest, and that we had not celebrated being safe. I think we should just acknowledge that we're given a small reprieve, and if we have to stay near wood, then
Does anybody have any gold?
Well, I did. He's gonna reach into his pocket.
She wants to wave over the bartender, or like maybe just ask the closest person. Is there a sender around? Yes. Do you know how much it is and where they are? And that is, and she's just gonna get directions from him, basically. And
Esmond is going to call the waitress back over and ask for like a small thing of dried grubs or insects to add to his onion soup. Okay, I am going to eat this because this is probably the best meal that I'm going to have ever again. And then I'm going to the library to see if I can find anyone that can help me pull anything about interdimensional travel or theory. So before we all get poofed back to where we are supposed to be.
I'm gonna go
We're
check
gonna
out
meet
the
back here
temple we
and-
were at before.
meet back here in 10 hours? 5 hours?
Ooh, I wonder if sunset's the same.
Less than. Let's make it anywhere from 1 to 2 hours. I'm worried about. There's so many unknowns.
Why not meet back at lunch? We'll get more food. It'll be amazing.
Sure, fine. Lunch, yeah. I'll be back, and Esmond's gonna rush off.
So it's like 8 a.m. Yeah, this.
Does anyone
Easy,
want
I'm
to go
gonna
with
go
him? Casey, do you
I
want
was
to go with
gonna-
Desmond? Or
I mean, he's just going to the library, right?
We can trust each
Right,
other
but
for
if
just.
we-
It's town. It's safe. Look at all these people.
Esmond comes rushing back in immediately. I just hold tight. He's gonna sit down at the table and take out 2 stones, wrap them in copper wire, and place a conduit key into each of them, using a burst of electricity with shocking grasp to surge some power through each of them. Okay. Sal, you take this one. It's a sending stone. If you need to get in touch with me, or if I need to get in touch with you, we can communicate using it. 20-ish, 25-ish words, give or take. You only get one message, so just make it count. I'll be back. See you guys. And Esmond's gonna leave. You have a sending stone currently.
Gotcha.
Oh, I mean, if we're talking telepathically, then I mean, I have something I can do too. Ez is already gone. In case he claps his hands together and kind of. Yeah. And he speaks.
Fine.
Yeah. Upon Shalati saying fine, he speaks a low Ignan word that kind of rumbles through the table. The dishes rattle a bit on top of the table, just under the din of the tavern, and you hear that word rumble through your body and then up into your head. And then once it fades, it's like, testing. And you hear it in your head without him moving his mouth or anything like that.
She does the telepathic link equivalent of someone's grandma trying to text, like, is this coming through? All caps.
You think so loud. No, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Nope, we got you.
Is this coming through?
Sal,
What about now?
Sal, Rhea.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
Sal takes the last couple of bites of his omelet and then responds out loud to the three of them that are still sitting at the table. Yes, I can hear you in the mind link.
That'll work for the next 5 hours. Rhea, you were talking about going to party, yeah?
What party?
Yeah,
Oh,
we were gonna live it
I
up.
was gonna go pray at the local temple. I was gonna go see what it was even about, and that was actually where I had discovered the limit of the effect. And I'm just gonna look.
We're
Temple.
going to be alright in the city? And she suddenly remembers.
Oh.
Or is a tiefling.
Yeah. Yeah, I should be fine. This is a metropolis. They don't, right? Shepherd's End is a small town mines. I mean, this will be fine. It'll be fine. I've talked to so many new people in the last couple of weeks that really.
She can also look around at the common room and see how many people are actually, like, looking nervous of Araya.
Can Araya make such a check? Just to be like, oh, I'm gonna vibe check this room. I think if I just don't stick around in any one place for too long, I'll be okay. So long as I seem to be going about my business, and it's not their business, right?
Stop thinking the best of everyone, but and you have Casey to talk to as well. So just yell if you need help. And tell us what you want.
Worst case, Casey will hear me and be like, "Oh, this is not nice. It's not nice anymore," and then I'll disappear. It'll be great. They're just townsfolk.
No, Rhea can handle them.
I'm not gonna handle anyone. That seems like the worst. Yeah, no, it'll be fine. I'm not worried.
So do you want us to escort you to the temple, or?
Sal, if you want to come check out the temple in its pre-ruined state.
Can I borrow some money?
Yeah,
Yeah,
also, yeah.
I guess I can't really borrow it because I won't be giving it back, but
It has no value outside of this moment. Take it. That's.
So,
I wonder. Sal says as he cleans up his plate, folds up his napkin, and wipes down the table a little bit. I wonder if we're even the main story, bouncing around between all these different versions of places. What if we replace the folks that are actually supposed to be the heroes in this tale, the protagonists? We're in the wrong place. When we go back, we mess it all up. A food's
it's just the worst case scenario. The cautionary tale.
Sal, I'm nearly positive that you are the most heroic Sal. I remember
She does give herself
other
room to be
Sals.
wrong.
I remember the other. You're the best of the bunch.
Yeah, but this version of Mirrorwood sure is nicer.
It's all. It is, but it's still under the watch of the tower. So, is it just a Mirrorwood that has yet to fall, or a pleasant place to distract us from doing what needs to be done?
I'm going to go see if anyone still lives in Shepherd's End. And then she's gonna
Yeah.
get up and start to walk toward the sender that the dwarf had mentioned. Hopefully someone remembered to pay the tavern.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would never.
Thanks, Sal. You're.
Actually, she goes back up to her room and she does like grab her weapons and whatnot, just in case. She goes back up and she puts the halberd back, but we'll keep the shield, but we'll keep the scimitar. And she still has an armor.
Oh, clarification question, I guess, DM. Zephyrus is here, so he would have gone along with me. If Zephyrus is not here, okay, but Poppy is. Okay, interesting. Is Typhon here? Okay, Typhon would have left with Esmond as well, obviously.
Dang it. I was hoping for a Typhon Casey buddy cop.
Row down.
Night on the town.
Typhon would be the ultimate character for Casey to bounce off of.
So good. Where indeed. Possibilities are endless. Just gonna go talk to Briggs.
I'm going to the temple where my piece of paper had been bisected with information and non-information, and going to nonchalantly repeat an experiment. But I imagine there's people at that temple anyway.
Makes sense for him to escort Araya, especially after some of the looks and glances that were going around, and to make sure she doesn't get into a unpleasant situation. Just people being rude and mean.
People being rude to me is like commonplace. You let that slide off of you like ducks in water.
Maybe commonplace doesn't make it acceptable.
Well, that's because you're a gentleman.
He will gently meet that robed figure's hand. Kind of like, you know how you'd put your hand out to invite someone to dance? Yeah, so like reaching out and under and letting that hand fall into his, not in a threatening way. Just so they know that I noticed.
Do you have her spear?
No, I
She's
didn't
like, "Wait a
go back
minute."
for my weapons. I did not go back for my weapons. Yeah, Araya was excited about visiting the local temple, and I didn't think it was a good idea to just let it go off alone. We were going to come right back, if that's okay.
Oh, Sal, what? Oh. I remember the both things, right? Do you want to come with? I mean, it is like a field trip. It's super messy compared to her normal temple state. Jesus. Salaries, I have so much to tell you, and I have so many questions for you, and Sal, maybe it's more important, actually. No. Okay, so there are... Oh, I'm only gonna sound insane.
Minimal fun.
Sal. No, but Sal, in the mind link, should I just tell her? It's just... Casey, we could just tell her, that she'd understand. Of all the people, she would understand.
Yeah.
I'll just go and come back. Where's the magistrate's place? And she's like starting to really like straighten up her robes, tucking them in.
That's very kind of you. We'll let you handle your business and meet back up in no time. We'll keep our responsibilities, and I promise not to let her fall in such disarray while we're in town. Sal whispers to Araya real quickly as soon as Saluis is out of earshot.
I'm gonna grab and squeeze Celovisa's hand, sit down. Yes, we'll be back really soon, I promise. Just be here. Everything's gonna be... I have a lot of faith that this situation's gonna go great. So, conflicted.
Okay, as soon as she's gone, do not tell anyone outside of our little circle.
No, but Celoise would understand.
They will
You don't
lock
have to
you
know.
away in a...
No.
Saluis would not. Saluis would be trying to protect you.
She'd have thoughts about the tower if she could just see it. She's
If she could just see it.
She's the high priestess. I mean, if anybody, she's
massive
gonna
giant tower that fell from the sky that broke the sky into a bunch of different colors,
broken
and the whole
right
world
now.
rose up and was destroyed by monsters. You say that, no one's going to believe you right now. Let's go look at the temple.
Briggs Bamblehorn. My name is Orthocles Feldspar Calcio, and I come here from another dimension. We met.
Someone let one of the irresponsible ones go without a chaperone.
Yeah, Topaz Alcios Magnum Opus. You've heard of it. Good. But to cut to the chase, we met in another dimension where this town was shorn in two and saved by yours truly, among others. Well, there was a necromantic scourge that befell the town, and me and my companions traveled here and purged that scourge. And then we met you, one of the survivors, among about 100 others. But in the moments after our victory, we traveled here to this dimension where the town is intact. So I figured I'd ask you, being the tinkerer that you are, do you have any ways to travel back between dimensions? Well, I mean, your silhouette is quite majestic. I wouldn't mind having you for a scene or two. But, no, it's a bit more visceral than that. We need perhaps a device that you've constructed. Yeah, I suppose so. And where might I find an artificer in town? Clockray, you say? And what's their full name? You don't say. Very well, I'll seek them out. No, of course not. There will be a preview at the Shadow Theater. Not tonight, perhaps the next night. So, if you show up, there's definitely a role for you. Well, pleasure meeting you in this dimension, Briggs Bramblehorn. Until the next. Casey swoops out.
For a moment, she starts to raise her hand and call out, and then catches herself. And then there's a little smile on her lips as she goes inside to the sender. Or is this just the post and parcel office, or is there a specific little thing for the sender? I heard that I can find someone who can send those magical messages, the instant ones, here. I can pay. Okay, I can contact anyone with this, right? Oh, she thinks about it for a minute, and probably does not carry any reason, but sets herself for a minute, and then says, I don't know if this one will work, but Here. And she counts out, or she pulls out a gold piece and says, 3 messages if you can do it. Or at least maybe change if you can't do the other. I don't know. This. Anyway, the first one, is still on Kit's Vikir, and she looks like me. Are you there? I'm in Merwood. I love you so much. And then she just kind of goes mute for a minute and then sort of like spaces off. I can't. Sure, that's enough for now. Oh, at the what was the name of the tavern? What? I'm at the Shekel Bar. No, it's not. It's just this one. Well, maybe. I don't know. It depends. Just send it. It went through? Wait, do they answer you? Or yes, okay, here's send another one. It's Fish, it's me. It's Where are you? Please come quickly. There's just so much to say. She is kind of like gripping the edge of the I guess counter. A little splinter is digging up. But she just yes. I guess hold on. If I don't have sketches of someone else, how do you normally do? Do you maybe have like do you know anyone in Shepherd's End, or has anyone ever asked you to send a message to someone in Shepherd's End? Simon was still alive in our timeline, right? Okay, that's good. I guess, sorry, let me think for a moment. And I am actually going to think for a moment, so we can...
Cannot believe... Sorry, I cannot believe Shalati's doing this to herself. Hell yeah! The nearest library, yes. Oh, okay, this place is much larger. Better chances of finding something better. Yeah, okay. I bow respectfully to them. In teacher's robes, you said, or something? Scholar? Yeah. I bow respectfully and say to them in primordial, "Good day to you." Write myself in common. Continue. Yes. Hi, I was hoping to have some time to peruse the library, if that would be all right. Oh, perfect. I actually am writing a thesis statement. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes. A thesis statement about specifically interplanar or interdimensional theory as they turn around.
But Sal, you see, I think that Sal Louise of anyone would understand, and she knows me. She's known me since I was a small baby, so she would know that I'd have no reason to lie, or that I am not without my faculties. I think that she would understand. And so when we get back, I can just kind of gently discuss the theory of such a thing with her, and she might have insight. She's like, why weren't they called North? Like, I could just...
I think with how much has went wrong where we're from, the notion of describing that in a place where seemingly nothing has gone wrong. She'll think you're possessed, Rhea. I don't think it's worth the risk.
But well, then you can help me find a really careful way of not possessed sounding way of just. She might understand.
I think we could theoretically ask about some of the things we've experienced without directly raising all the alarm bells of what you want to tell her all at once. Maybe piecemeal it, a little bit at a time. Like, don't pour the whole sacred assault on top of the meal at once.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Gosh,
What do we need to know most from her? What do you think she would understand first? What's the smallest step?
The doors.
The blurred lines between different places and spaces. She might have some insight into that. That'd be a start. And you certainly
Maybe
wouldn't
what-
sound as crazy if you talked about it theoretically.
Right. Yeah, right. Okay, the doors, the angel of doors. There's so many.
That's
The angel of doors. That's not. No, but I found mention of it in the scrolls that we had at the temple, so she maybe knows more.
No, you're right. Yeah, a reference
I
to
just
something in the
don't-
library.
This me doesn't have access to those scrolls.
So it's in a place where you're not allowed to go.
Yeah, but what if I just overheard someone talking about it and I was like, oh, I just forgot who was talking about it. Ha
I got you. I found it.
ha. Sal, you do that for me.
Mhm.
Oh, so you came to me, Angel of Doors, and I was like, oh, angels, I can really, I have just the person to ask. And it'll be what we have discovered on our way to this temple and back. No, because then that would imply this temple was something a little bit. Yeah, okay.
It's not like she can kick me out of the order.
Well, she's not going to kick me out of the order for a question. That's silly.
Hmm.
Place your eyebrows at me. It's Saloise. Saloise is amazing. She's the whole reason that I'm there anyway. She strong-armed the rest of them into letting me stay. What's that face?
It's.
That's a different face than normal, Sal.
I thought I'd masked it a little better than that.
No, you shaved recently. There's no masking. It's like a wince. Like something kind of hurts a little bit.
One person in a much larger order is not enough to protect you completely.
But she's the... True. Right. But she's the head person.
Technically, you are now.
That's a very strange technicality in this particular iteration of reality.
I'm making a point. If I told her that, the way she'd look at me, let's just get on to the temple here. Let's see what we
Wait,
can.
yeah, I've
and then
got
maybe
some
we'll-
paper experiments to perform and questions to ask.
And we've got till dinner.
What am I gonna write? So, temple's a little far away. It's at the edge. Aww. Sal, I thought that its state was entirely caused by the zombies, and it's a little disappointing that Mirwood has let such a wonderful temple fall to such disarray.
Maybe this is the state in which it has been pristinely preserved since the last time it was used.
Morning! I am here on a field trip. This is the first time. Is it okay if we take a look at your temple, or is it currently in use? Are you having a service? Are there parishioners inside? Well, it's not just any old thing.
To give us a little bit of context into the history before we enter, is there anything we should know about Brunhilde's first-time visitors to the city?
Breaking of laws. Oh, it's wonderful. Steps through. Her eyes find the wall that she had previously left a note on. Perhaps like that's where she's headed. Looking around, hands behind her back. Totally fine. Oh,
Of
is there
course.
a significance to the the rubble? Is it really like the same torn down thing that we had in the other version of the city? Poor Brune. Her temple. At least they kept it. You know, so many places sort of just tear down anything old and build up new.
Or forget about it completely, like the ruins outside of Shepherd's Inn.
I think that was a willful forgetfulness, and not so much an intent, it wasn't like lost. They're just like, let's not look at that thing that bothers us. Let's not go to that place. It's bad luck. At least they don't think Brunhilde is bad luck.
One of her hammers in here somewhere.
Well, do you think she's a local god or a god of greater importance? I'm also very pleased that this is the first dwarf not to, like, mad dog me. I don't think Array would have used that word, but I can't think of a cleverer one in this moment. Ooh.
Did Sal know you left a note here?
Yeah, I left the note for you, Sal. I told you about the note.
That's right. It's been a couple weeks. I just out of
It
character.
has. Yeah, is there any note? Like a half of a note? There was a chance. I'm gonna like sneakily tuck I'm gonna hastily write a note. We're magically in a really nice version of reality where everybody's fine. And food is plentiful and nothing's gone wrong. But the tower is still here. And then tuck it behind, not moving, but tucking it behind one of the pieces of rubble. Sneakily so. Like, you wouldn't be able to see it if you weren't looking for it, and since everybody wants to keep all of the ruins exactly as the ruins are, maybe no one will notice.
Are we really the only folks here?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Vagrant Clockride. I got your name from Briggs Bamberhorn. My name is Orthocles Feldspar Calcio. He says you might be able to help me with some interplanar travel. But surely you can do it. Me and my friends, we traveled here from another dimension. Same town, slightly more broken and filled with zombies. But we took care of all that, and we simply wished to get back to that reality. I mean, this reality is nice and all, but it's hardly the environment to test your mettle. So, much prefer getting back if, sure, that's something you can do, yeah. Yeah, Casey's magma lines brighten up a little bit and takes a step forward. Yeah, of course. What's the sense in lying? My good Clockride. I'm not mad. I'm just, focused, driven. I mean, there's been a lot of adjectives to describe me, but the point is, I seek your help. Deal? Well, many years ago, my mother was traveling in a distant country and met a man named Diamante Carbonado. And Casey delves into the entire history of her travels and interactions with Diamante Carbonado, Casey's father. And as he relays all these events in striking detail with much enthusiasm, but rapidly pours through. Slimes beset the town of Shepherd's End, but we were on it. Aurea, local friend from the temple, turns invisible. Didn't know she could do that. Sneaks up and blows the giant jelly chicken to smithereens as he continues relaying things. Yeah, we're traveling through this very town, surrounded by zombies on all sides. There's a giant, I don't even know what to call it, armored, like 2 days ago, yesterday. Yes. Yeah, Esmond Clockwright, out of nowhere, fires lightning from his hands, passing through many of the creatures, felling one of them, maybe more. Yeah, we sweep through, mop up the remains, and start gathering up survivors. Next morning, the ground shakes, the sky shifts and changes colors. My friend almost falls over. I catch him though. And we're transported here. Town of Muirwood, intact, unbroken by the earthquakes. There's no tower in the sky. And we're just seeking a way back, you know? Correct. So there might be a Casey in this version as well. If you've met him, you would remember. But Orthocles Feldspar Calcio, my apologies. But yes, we seek a way back. Esmond, I'm pretty sure he can do it, but he's just lacking the confidence right now, which is why I'm seeking your help. Esmond Clockwright.
No, why would you give him this power, Chris? No!
Oh.
We are each known by our individual names. There is no group name. Yeah. So, the others here in town, they're seeking other methods and perhaps information that could help us return to our reality. Do you have any methods of traveling between the different realities? Naturally. Well, thank you for your help. And you're probably dead in my dimension, but if I see you again, until next time.
Charlotte has crept a little bit, and she's sat sort of in the corner, basically just going like, yeah, she's like counting out her fingers each word based on, you know, I assume the gnome told her the max message limit at some point. And then she says, all right, you said you know, so this is to Simon. It will be, this is the message that I want to send. It's Salati. How is the town? Nothing coming out of the ruins? Give my love to my father, Oria, Yevetsek, Zakal, Ash, Ember, Esther, Amaru. Thank you very much. Oh, you know, do you have a, you said parcels and things, the post in parcel. Do you know of a Tezavikir? Actually, I think at this point she tries to remember if on this trip, in their secondary memories, if she was supposed to meet up with her aunt, or not. Okay, so she suddenly remembers, then she's actually already was supposed to meet up with her, and maybe has a letter for her. She isn't sure, as well, and says, "Oh, no, never mind. I think I I just let my mind for a moment. Sorry, it's very. There's no war going on, right? Okay, I didn't. And nothing. What's the weirdest thing that's happened the last year? Just. Sure. I mean, I don't know anyone here really, so. Sounds like a lot of inside. What's the name of the sport? Is that who here? Yeah, that sounds like a lot of inside spin turf. Okay, but that, yes, thank you. I won't tell anyone. All right, here, keep the change. And then she's going to leave the house and sort of wander aimlessly until it occurs to her that, are the newspapers? Are they a thing in Lux? Or is it town criers? She's gonna find one and listen for a while. And she immediately spins around and just like bolts back toward the counter. She kind of folds it over and then holds it to her chest. Sorry, can I send one more to her? And she pulls out another couple silvers, I guess. I don't remember how much on it, but it seemed like it was a couple gold at least. So. And then she'll say, "Is this you and we talked without being able to see each other?" And this time she says, "Try picturing me, but..." And then she puts her hands down like 8 years ago. Like 10 years old. She squats down a little bit, which I'm sure doesn't really help anything. Same thing, right? Shackled board. Okay. Listen. And then she reaches out across, or down, I guess, really, and grabs the gnome's hand, cups it in the other, and then just stares at her a little too intensely, and her pupils are like completely dilated, a little red around her eyes. And she says, "Thank you for this. And really, I want you to just go home tonight and just really appreciate that everything is well. Can you do that for me?" She just turns around and walks out.
Shalati hears in her head, "I have a formula to get us back. I'm bringing it to Esmel. Meet me there." Salinger and Array hear that as well.
They're at the inn? They're at the library?
Library. We're going to want to go back quick because the clock right is telling the verdicts and the princess as well about us. Princess?
What do you mean?
Queen?
Why would they
Queen?
tell? Why would they have any reason to tell anything about us?
Why did you...
I mean, they have, I don't know, laws against traveling between dimensions. There's some ridiculous thing.
Yeah, but I didn't tell anyone anything.
Yeah, and you don't have a formula to get us back either.
Sal, I need to at least hug Sal Louise, because I don't know if anybody that went north is still alive, and so I'll meet you at the tavern. And she
She's running, and he mutters to himself. Casey says that interdimensional travel is illegal, and your first instinct is to run to the magistrate. And then he runs as fast as he can behind her.
Casey's traveling to the library to meet us.
God is gonna take off, but she's going to go back to the shackled board first and pick up everyone's stuff.
I'm still at the library.
Library, Shacklebore, Magistrate.
Yeah, I'm going to the library.
Yeah. Sal Louise.
And I'm trying to make sure she doesn't get arrested or shot or something else.
Oh, Charlotte's going to the shackled boar.
Thought I'd meet you here. No, just kidding.
All of a sudden, there's a tumbleweed goes across the ground, and the sun high overhead.
This is like Highlander. There can be only one, so we're gonna have to fight to the death. Sorry. No, I don't think so. I mind talked to the three of them, saying I was going to the library to meet Ez because I have the formula, and they went wherever they wanted to go. Esmond clock, right? Sorry. Esmond.
By this time, what would have happened by now? Would that scholar have taken Esmond to the section with all the books on interdimensional? Oh, yes, yeah. Not immediately recently.
Is he still covered in? No, and he actually took a bath, didn't he?
Did bathe. This is not going as well as I would have hoped. Jeez. Rush off to be in line of sight of him and just like wave him over.
Ez, got something for you. Kind of reaches in, pulls out the sheet of paper with the formula on it, and slides it over to him.
Okay, what is this?
This will get us back. Got it from Vagrant Clockwright here in town. So yeah, she said give that to you, and that you'd be able to use it to get us back.
You spoke within an hour, and the local artificer who drafted an equation to cast a spell to get us back to our original home.
Yeah.
As he says this, there's Shalati says telepathically, probably still a little bit too loud, but also sounding a little breathless, even though there's no really reason for her to, since it's telepathic. Says, I got the message from Islam. She says to get out of there. It's an unstable reality.
Oh.
DM, I'm looking at this equation. What does it look like? I'm going to use my fucking inspiration. Please stop making me roll things. I'm so...
Do
You
it.
have a plus 12?
You're next to Casey.
I used my inspiration. What the shit?
But we kind of have to hurry up because she's also telling the verdict and the queen that we're here from another dimension, and Shalati's sister says that this dimension's unstable and we're going to have to get out of here pretty quickly.
Why? What? Do
you need me to get you stuff? What do you need to pull that off?
Oh, boy. I have most everything. Take me back to her. I need to buy some supplies off of her. If she has, we don't have a lot of things. If we can bring some stuff back with us as a precautionary measure, I would like to purchase some supplies that we just do not have.
Yeah, sure. I'll tell the others to meet us there because I told them to meet us here. So yeah, we'll roll there. But
I also want to meet this person before we leave, if we can leave. I very much want to speak with her.
Yeah, let's go.
A huge smile breaks out across Araya's face. Celoise! She starts to walk. Kind of normal. Again, instead of running like a skid to the stop, little of dust, and straightens her skirts. The temple was beautiful, though they've decided to preserve it in a fallen state.
50 Shades of Blue.
She is a frost elf. You gotta stay warm somehow. She pretends like she didn't see, although she starts, like, there's just, like, the faintest coloration, just... I had a question. Actually, Sal had brought up a really interesting thing that I thought I kind of knew and understood, but do you have a moment for some theological speculation? She takes a seat next to Sal Louise, and like kind of like pats the stone for Sal too. He'd mentioned an angel of doors, and you know, I have an interest in a lot of other religions, and Brunhilde, she's a goddess that they thought maybe was one, not necessarily a builder, but one who had torn down walls, and was curious if you had heard anything about maybe either of those. Maybe they have something in common, just finding their way to new places. Our plan was flawed. Like internal, the internal mind talk. Our plan was flawed from the beginning. I'm not good at lying to Saloise.
I found it in a book in the temple.
Sal?
That's a real long pause. Was I not supposed to look at those? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When would you have had the opportunity, Sal?
I was looking at some relief carvings. I just kept following the art on the way through, and I guess I didn't notice what door I passed through. There's a really beautiful statue just in the next room over, and the scrolls looked interesting.
I'm rolling?
Oh, I'm not lying, so.
What are the chances?
I don't think they're separate things at all. What we imagine to be and what really is. What's there before us or what we tell stories about. I think they're as connected as rivers are to the sea. And then the mess that come around with them. It's just our way of explaining those things that are already connected in there. But you're saying that it sounded like you were saying that that angel of doors that I read about wasn't real. Oh, and you're really old.
Sal?
She is. I mean that out of respect. My favorite things are old things, Aurea. I'm sorry I looked at scrolls I wasn't supposed to. I'll be more careful next time.
Well, are there stories of where the doors lead to? I want to tell her, like in the mind link, I want to tell her about the desert world that all the priestesses are at. Why can't we? Casey, you already told everybody, so I should just talk to Saloise, right?
Sal squeezes your hand pretty hard.
Chaperone senses tingling.
What are you talking about? Saloise is there.
Yes! She's right next to me!
Tell
She's
her I
about to
said-
meet with the magistrate.
Tell her I said hi.
I can't explain why you could tell her I said hi right now. Did we all come together? Did we all, like, all of us teenagers with Saloise to town? Like...
No, are you guys coming to the artificer shop? Like, we're ready to go.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just one last thing. Saloise, they're all at the artificer shop, so I wanted to go look. But just she just rushes Salois in a huge hug. Just this. Yeah. We'll see you later. I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you all about it later. Okay. Back at the tavern. Yeah. I'm gonna go see Ez. I will, and I'm pretty sure Casey says hi too.
See you at dinner. He pivots, almost militaristically, like really formally, and then walks off.
When they're out of earshot, I'm so sorry I threw you under the bus like that, Sal. This is an alternate reality, Sal Louise, and I wasn't prepared to have alternate reality punishment.
We were both driving that bus. Everything's fine. Let's just get to the artifices.
Super sorry.
She is probably walking pretty slowly, and because she's trying not to mow people down as it's going around, like, oh, sorry, let me pass it through.
Make her clock right.
The cabal just sees, like, 5 people converging on her.
Esmond rushes up to her immediately and slams down the sheet with the equation on it. How long did it take you to write this? How did you come up with it with the theory? How did you develop this equation in such a short amount of time?
Wrote it like 30 seconds. Yeah, I explained it to her. Everything. I explained it.
Okay. All right. Let's say that this crazy idea was in fact happening, not just for fact. Okay. So it's not a matter of transportation of the bodies, but it's a matter of realigning our personas with where they belong.
Makes perfect sense.
What would cause something like this? What could cause our souls, our minds, to be transposed into the bodies that aren't?
Yep, that's what happened.
What can anything be done to resolve the issue, or to prevent the random and constant transposing of souls into different planes? Do you have any sun gems for sale? I'll purchase your entire supply right now. Cut or uncut. I will take them all.
I hand you my 5 pieces of borrowed Salinger gold.
I am double checking our DM for the purpose of purchasing this stuff. Do we have? Should I just refer to our GP worth of crafting materials and count that towards what we have?
Barter.
Drop 4,000 pounds of, like, steel ingots and rare animal hides. She might like rare animal hides.
Could we barter for materials instead? A trade. Give me a second, because I've recently written down all of our party supplies, so I just have to go through to see what we have.
And what's not illegal?
In the mind link, I'm like, well, I have a rune-etched finger bone, but this is all necromancy. Mind link.
Well, balls. Fibrous.
We'll trade.
I have a weird dagger. No, it's also necromantic. Shh, Nikes.
I'm going to bring out. Let's start with 1,000 GP worth of crafting material, and I'm also going to throw in the clockwork leg, just for good measure. I don't need the entire supply, but if you can trade me something for that equates to this amount, I will take that. I can't. 4,000 is a little much for my blood, unfortunately. That's fine. I will take it. Okay. It was Thedrian's leg, so I think it's a left leg. Thank you. I actually did that myself. Thank you. I would have spent more time on it, but that was not available for us in the moment. Okay. Thank you again for this equation. And but before I let you go, we're visiting from out of town. Obviously, we came into Shepherdton for some errands ourselves, and along the way, I had heard rumor of a tower, kind of along the route, but more northeast of Mirwood. I was curious if you knew anything about that. I believe so. Yes. Any reason why? Any known rumors? I apologize for my curiosity. I'm just in that state of mind, I suppose, at the moment. Yeah. No, not especially. I had just heard rumors, and I didn't know if there were additional details about it. I just small. We come from small town. Outside gossip is always interesting.
No, yeah, he's got it. No problem.
How do you mean? Supposing that the transposition of souls is random from one place to another, and trying to work this formula into returning those souls to where they belong. What would be the end result of the place that they are leaving and returning to? Yes, of course. Before I let you go, when you say dimensional failure. Define that in the broadest term.
Kind of self-explanatory.
Thank you, Megrun. Thank you for your time today. I've had a long handful of months. And in that time, I've learned that I didn't have enough time or appreciation for the things that I had before they were gone. If you can get away with it, I believe that you should close shop today and spend time with any friends or family if you have. Just a of course.
No, I like this late. It's a shame you're dead in our dimension.
Thank you again, Megrun, so much. Esmond will turn around and just kind of mumble to the group. We should find someplace secluded. Esmond just nods at her. We should find someplace secluded. This might get loud, and we don't want to draw attention.
Yeah.
Was what she's saying, does it mean that all of this happening is only because all of the dimensions are crumbling? The reason why this is happening in the first place is because things are unstable and falling to pieces?
I need to do more individual research, but if I try to operate the door jam using this formula and it proves to work, I think it's safe to say that her theory is not totally far off the mark.
Cascading dimensional failure. But things are already screwed up. We have to get back in order to fix it, yeah?
Is it that the nicest dimension is the least stable because it's the least likely probability?
I don't know. We need to go. We have to find some place. Let's just go, please.
Yeah, let's get back to the tavern.
No, we're not going to the tavern. We got to go somewhere secluded.
What do you have in mind?
We could just go outside of town, but didn't you forbid that? There's a really empty temple I know about.
I guess let's go to the temple, sure.
Hope Brunhilde's okay with it.
Well, she is about breaking walls, right?
What? So yeah, what do you need us?
I'll need to rework the door jam device somewhat to get it to be able to operate using this specific formula, but that won't take me terribly long. Just a handful of minutes, maybe. We just need to set up in the temple, and we should be able to head back soon.
Yeah.
So Esmond will pull out the door jam device and reading over the formula given to us by Megrun, he will rework the door jam device so that it can operate not necessarily at the capacity of opening and closing portals, but not even tearing open, but like kind of opening a bubble to shift them back to where they belong, and asking for Sal and Aurea to talk about the goddess Brunhilde and her whole deal.
They called her a builder, but some believed that she was more about, breaking down walls. But maybe, like the Angel of Doors, maybe responsible for opening this way to that. I don't know. It's all theory, and Sal Luis assumed that we build the ideas of the divine to explain things we don't necessarily understand, but that the divine either always existed or only became divine based on our experiences, which is a little bit silly of her to believe, because the maiden is most definitely true and real. What's a hmm?
No, I just think you're selling short all the other people that have, traveled that path. It's only theory if you don't do it,
But this might be as good a place as any to potentially break this reality to return to our own. This reality could only break if it was meant to break, and Ishlan said it was unstable, that we needed to escape, and if we aren't just going to be pulled from it naturally, coincidentally, then we need to return.
Yeah. Ez will get us back. There's no question.
Yeah, they're just Should I cast a silence circle? Is it gonna get loud? I'll cast. No, wait, but then if I cast silence, then you can't do your thing.
Maybe just like
If this works, the noise won't matter. Would it be weird, seeing as we're here, Brunhilde, Breaker, build a symbol of strength? You got a prayer or something that might be fitting? I know it's not the maiden, but
I think we should be respectful to all the gods in their places. Just because I don't worship them doesn't mean I wouldn't. Yeah, we need as many forces on our side as possible, don't you think? You're right, Sal.
least we could do, since we don't know what it might. I hope we don't trash these ruins, though we do need to get back.
Yeah.
I don't know if the ruins will be here regardless after we leave. I don't know if we ever get stuck in another place like this. I don't know if we will ever come back here. I don't know if it's going to exist after we leave. Esmond pipes up, not trying to look at anyone, still just working on the door jam.
Sal leans over to Casey with a wry smile and says, a little low, If our theory's right, though, silver lining. We're the main story. Right at the middle, while everything else is falling apart.
There's never any question of that.
Not for you.
But seriously, Array, if there's something you could do to help Esmond, that would...
Yeah. Well, first, I'll imbue him with just a bit of guidance. That may your hands do the things they are meant to, and may you find us our way home. And she will cast guidance. Whichever one is not the attack one, but the ability one.
Attacks with guidance.
She kneels across from Esmond and his devices and sets herself into a prayer pose. Brunhilde, builder and breaker, if you are a goddess beyond all these worlds and oversee all of them, help us find a way that we can break down the wall to find our way home and build bridges between the ones that remain.
As Esmond prepares the device, Casey looks over at Shalati and raises an eyebrow as he sends a telepathic message to her. And just before Esmond does his thing, he takes her hand.
Yes. Wrapping up the formula, I will motion for everyone to gather. For this to work, everyone needs to be as close or within a specific radius of the device. So he'll motion for everyone to gather around and kind of circle around him before he puts the final pieces into place. Okay. I don't know what this is going to feel like, so everyone just hold your breath, and I'm sorry if this hurts. And he flicks a switch.
Where is it this time?
This isn't the same temple that we first visited, is it?
It's beautiful.
It is.
Esmond's going to slowly walk to the door of the temple and look outside. Esmond's going to pull the door closed. Okay. Esmond is going to turn around and just rejoin the group. Wrong. Everyone gather around again. We need to go. This is where Ava and Cypher were. We need to get out of here.
Oh.
I need to reorient the device. Give me a few minutes, but we need to leave. We need to try again. So just
right. I'm just gonna look in the sarcophagus then. Have faith, Es. We've always come back. I'm just gonna take a look at this.
No, I really wish you wouldn't do that.
No one's here. Ooh. Sal, look, the hammer. Her hammer, presumably. You want to look inside? Yes.
Do I want to? Yes. Ez needs to focus.
Yeah, but we're just looking.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't be looking at all, he says, not looking up from the device.
Shh, Ez, concentrate.
Well, as is concentrated, Casey says in his mind to link to Shalati. Where'd you end up?
Aria, I could really use that blessing that you gave earlier. It does help, in fact. So please get away from the sarcophagus and please help me with this right now.
Okay. She sort of like kneels behind him, hand on his shoulder, as you definitely got this. You're smart and capable, and it's very likely that this is the place we were meant to come, and that the next place you choose will be the place that we were meant to go as well. I think that you are the maiden will guide your task at hand, and you will succeed by her grace. Aw, not religion, darn it.
I gotta guess. History's actually my best thing.
Good, religion's mine.
Yeah.
Ooh, 22 and 24.
And he opens it without saying anything. Just
Mumbling some
immediately.
prayers.
Couldn't help it.
Brynhilda,
There's no way.
goddess builder, goddess breaker. We are here with the best of intentions and the purest of hearts, who are trying to save the actual world in this moment. And we need your hand in this. And she mumbles in through her bags and grabs out some incense and lights it, purifying the air.
Oh. I think I can pass it. But would he want it to pass it so bad that he eats the ogre's moss right as he pushes?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the moment. So he's gonna take a bite of that last bit of ogre's moss that so it is a material that Ava gave to him in case of an emergency. Like when he really needed strength that he may not have. And it gives him the strength of a giant or an ogre, not making him physically larger, but making him able to flip over a bus, or maybe the lid of a sarcophagus in this case. And it tastes terrible. What is the bonus for 26 strength? Okay. That's an extra +5. I'm gonna have to just use roll friend and type it all in manually, I think.
With advantage and a +4. Or +d4. I'm lighting some candles.
Okay, so it would be 17 +5 is 22, and then I need to roll a d4. Which is a 4. Well, we couldn't have this world fall apart and you to fall apart with it now, could we? As he tries to pull the hammer out.
That looks like a hell of a hammer.
No, it's a holy one.
Maybe it'll help us with what was next. If Ez can get us out of here, how's that going, Ez?
Oh, it's going great. No pressure at all. Feel free to grab whatever else you want. Hey, you know what? Check out the souvenir shop. There might be some snacks for us. Let's go!
It was important. We were meant to come here, Ez. It was intentional.
Get in the circle!
Was there other stuff in there?
I might have let my tail be close to these things.
I said
I don't know.
grab whatever you want from the souvenir shop. You have 3 seconds before I flip this device. Let's go!
With guidance. Oh, dang. Well, I mean, I can cast it. It's a cantrip.
Why are you a robot?
That's fine. Still 29. Oh, all right, sure, okay. Good to meet you all. They see a tall, scarred man with long, dark hair that is braided back, dark, tan olive skin, with one brown eye, one silver eye, with simple clothing, or I should say, nice looking clothing, but it is very ragged. but clearly cut and formatted in such a way as to show off all of his greatest aspects of his body. His arms, his legs are tight in his pants, his midriff is showing and looks immaculate. Okay, hello?
I mean, but we
What
haven't
year is it?
properly met. My name is Orthocles
Shut the fuck up.
Feldspar.
What are you doing here?
What do you mean, what are we doing here?
What are you doing here? You need to leave.
Here?
We're
Yes.
We're trying to find our way
How did
home.
you get here?
Through a device. And a prayer.
Hi, we don't know where we are. That's great. Do whatever you did before. Get the fuck out now.
Why? What's wrong with this place? What's wrong with your world?
You just caused
What did
a
the tower
distortion. Shut up. Does she not shut up?
No.
All of you, shut up and let me explain. My God. You all need to leave. You just caused a massive distortion. It's coming now. It's going to be on you. Fucking go.
What?
I need a couple minutes for the device to recharge. We can't leave just yet. I don't have a name for it. It's a massive creature with wings and eyes, and it has the most intimidating aura I've ever felt. It is fear incarnate.
If you need help handling a creature,
Come with
Oh,
us.
cutie, no, this is not a job for you. I'm sorry. Absolutely not. You are... Oh, you would be punching way up. Take my word for it. You all need to leave now. If you don't leave, you're dead. And then when you're dead, no fucking clue what happens. So, go.
You can come with us.
Oh. No, I can't. Wish I could. It'd be so great if I could, but no.
We'll just stand in the circle, and maybe it'll work.
maybe it won't.
It might. I mean, you'll go where you're meant.
Yeah, it's kind of a small circle.
Yeah, no. Where I'm supposed to go is cut off from everything, actually.
He has a creature to handle, on his own, so.
I really didn't handle anything on my own. It was it's still a team effort. Cannot stress enough. I'm doing what I can to recharge the device. Oh, good. So he's a coward. That's good.
No, Ez is brave and,
he's
and
just
smart.
nervous.
And a genius. He got us here, and he's also going to get us out.
Yeah. But,
Listen,
you could come with, but, small circle.
what do we hear?
You can't be serious.
Shalon, what are you doing here?
We lost. Shalati was with us, and now she's not.
No. She's coming with us.
She's not.
She didn't come here.
I understand, Tala, but they don't belong here. You do. You can't go with them.
Yeah, no, she was with us. We got separated, but you can come with us. The circle's big enough for you.
Can't.
You're
You need to listen to me. She can't come with you.
You did warn us. We left that realm. We went to one where the sky was connected with.
Tala, that's the message you were talking about?
No.
Is that... Wait, you're the assholes that are connected to all this somehow.
Look,
We're
just
connected
because
to
you
all
have
of this?
immaculate style and perfect abs doesn't mean you get to be rude.
They're not perfect.
I do mean it, actually. Every word that I say, I always mean.
I mean, his abs are a little crooked, but still. She can come with us. We came here. We can take her with us.
We don't. We have maybe 1 minute explain some things to us, or we're trying to fix it.
Okay. You have 1 minute to explain to us what's happening. And then
I will
we'll
kneel
leave.
in prayer. I'm going to do a prayer of guidance. That's... You guys pay attention.
Tala, stand back, please. All right, look, just all of you, listen closely. All right, here's what I've been able to summarize. The Raven Queen is dead. The Pale Lands are gone. As far as I can tell, time and space completely irrelevant, non-existent in this plane, whatever this place is. I've just been referring to this as the place in between. Okay, some place that the creature, the angel, is able to walk freely to. The Pale Lands are gone. When people die, they no longer pass on, and instead their souls get trapped here, and this angel creature takes them north. And Silas will gesture towards the direction of the tower.
We're not planning on dying, and we're getting out of here. Ishtalon. Casey reaches his hand out to Ishtalon.
Would you wait for a second, okay? It's not just the angel. Whatever that tower that fell in your world. Whatever is happening at that tower, it is causing it is the creature that controlled that tower, that caused the tower to fall to the earth. It is rewriting. It is changing your world to suit it. Okay? Whatever is happening at that tower, it is destroying your world, changing it, reshaping it into something that it can thrive in.
Then all the dimensions, all the other worlds.
I can't say on that. That's well out of my department. I can say on this though. My current running theory is that whatever is happening at that tower is reshaping the world and causing everything on your plane to die.
All the more reason for us to get back. Take care of it.
Then we need to go to the tower.
Do whatever you're gonna do. I'm ready to go. Just you guys need to tell me when.
Hand on his shoulder.
Casey reaches out to Ishtalon.
Silas, if it gets here, don't you need to be running when we're gone? Shouldn't you run?
Oh, trust me, I've been running for quite a while. I'm very good at it. I've learned.
He grabs his.
Tala, say your goodbyes.
Casey. Come with
Nobody
us.
loves you.
Sorry. Out of character, I'm trying to remember something that I wanted to say as Silas before they vanished, and I can't fucking hold on. I'm gonna message you something, Chris.
This is very exciting.
Picturing us frozen in time with our hair just whipping around in circles, colors changing everywhere.
Silas looks immaculate.
Why won't your
that's
hair
withdrawn.
change? How are you immune to wind?
No, the wind works with him.
You're Fabio on a romance novel cover.
I'm sorry, Chris. I really wish I could remember off the top of my head, but it's lost on me.
Was it the thing about that thing?
As a matter. Oh, I found it. As Esmond preps to flick the switch, Silas will just hold Ishtalon back and just say, "Find Sav. She can fix all of this. If anyone can, it's her." And he's gonna grab Ishtalon and start running. And Esmond will flip the switch. Silas is not letting Tala go.
But Casey is real dang persuasive. Just the straight ability.
It's a low roll for Silas. Esmond will immediately fall over himself and start to dry heave after seeing the angel a second time.
Casey looks to where his hand was held out.
Oh my goodness sakes.
You switched their fates! You switched their fates!
What have you done,
Oh.
Casey?
No, Chris is gonna be confused.
She'll love it.
Whoops.
Yeah.
What would Silas say?
Something
We
judgy
took the
but
only
poignant.
person he could talk to in that in-between realm. He's... Aww.
Sharp, oiled, glistening